On November 6th, the Walt Disney Company will bring Charles Dickens' immortal classic, A Christmas Carol, to the big screen. Again, the trailer says it'll be a version of A Christmas Carol like you've never seen it before. Unless, of course, you've seen an animated film, or an IMAX movie, a Jim Carrey movie, or any of the 37 other adaptations of A Christmas Carol that are out there.
This new take apparently involves Scrooge flying through space. Ah, good to see reverence for the source material. I suppose this might be a good movie, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to suck just to get Robert Zemeckis back to making real movies. Along with Up in the Air and The Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Men Who Stare at Goats cements George Clooney as one of the most damned interesting actors ever. I think credit for this movie and almost everything that Clooney's done since Three Kings falls squarely on the shoulders of Joel Schumacher. I give full credit. Joel, I know you've taken a lot of shit, but thumbs up.
Thank you, Joel Schumacher, yes, for scaring the piss out of an actor that could have spent the last 10 years McConaugheying it up in the months between February and March, bouncing from Peacemakers to One Fine Days. Thank you, Joel. Donnie Darko director Richard Kelly releases his latest artistic vision that isn't Southland Tales. Of all the fall movies, this is my nominee for most agreed upon title by the producers. What's in a name? Well, with the box, they're not banking on much. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about this movie, but the title makes me want to know even less.
One point of interest about this movie, though, it's the first movie to come out that complies with an agreement between the adult film industry that all Hollywood movies will now come out pre-named with their porn parody title. Richard Curtis, the creator of such feel-good comedies as Love Actually and Notting Hill, returns to the big screen this fall with a story of the first people to bring rock and roll to a small British town.
Originally released in Europe under the name The Boat That Rocked, pirate radio wanted to change its name to appeal to American audiences, so they came up with the option of either Dinosaur Something or Pirate Something.
As you can see, a bunch of guys get together, they walk a plank, Hoffman's kind of fat, it's cute, you should see it.
The Mayan calendar ends in the year 2012, leading many people to believe the world will actually end that year. So, faced with impending doom, what are Americans doing to take action? We're making a movie about it!
Don't worry if you haven't seen 2001 or 2010, the trilogy ends with the destruction of Earth. Having based movies on video games, cartoons, and toys, it was only a matter of time before Hollywood got around to basing one on a prophecy.
For those of you who aren't familiar with it, Mayan prophecy states that a filmmaker will come along and destroy the world 3 times. 4 if you count Godzilla.
Now, everyone states that the Mayan calendar ends in 2012, but a lot of people don't mention why it ended there. Because people with swords killed the Mayans. Yes, the Mayan calendar ends in 2012, but people don't mention that it ends with, "No, please, don't kill me! Spare my children!" In Mayan, of course.
This fall, Wes Anderson releases the follow-up to his 2007 soundtrack, The Darjeeling Limited, with the soundtrack to The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Just as in previous soundtracks like Rushmore and the Royal Tenenbaums, the soundtrack for The Fantastic Mr. Fox has a visual element. But from what I understand this time, the characters are animated.
Continuing its obsession with numbers, this fall, Hollywood releases a movie called Planet 51, not to be confused with District 9, 9, or 9. Planet 51 is about an astronaut that lands on a planet of Shreks.
The movie stars Return to Witch Mountain's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has just worn me out with this sentence.
Amongst the voice talent in this animated tale are the smooth, recognizable voice qualities of Justin Long and the classic voice of Seann William Scott, who spells his first name with 2 N's, which pisses me off.
This fall, we'll see the second installment of the vampire series Twilight, based on the Entertainment Weekly article of the same name. Twilight New Moon will be a feast for fans of vampire stories who don't have network or cable television.
Honestly, I thought the vampire genre ended with Blade. I thought that was it. I went and saw Blade and I was like, black guy goes around killing vampires. That's it. Where else are you gonna go? Where else are you gonna go? And now they're not even being clever anymore. They just have a list of things that vampires used to not be able to do. They knock one off and they go, "Hey, I'm a vampire revisionist." Oh no, we're vampires that can go out in daylight. Oh no, we love garlic. Yeah, we're Christian vampires. See how revisionist we are? Fuck vampires. And fuck Twilight, which comes out November 23rd, and I personally am excited. The makers of Speed Racer turned their attention to martial arts with Ninja Assassin, which could do for ninjas what All the President's Men did for journalism.
Ninja Assassin is brought to you by the makers of The Matrix. Not the directors, the makers. The Wachowskis apparently don't direct anymore. They just make.
For those who don't know what the movie's about, there are ninjas. If you require more description of a plot for a ninja movie, then ninja movies are not for you.
Alright, now stay with me. This movie stars Randall Duck Kim, Sung Kang, Rick Yoon, Togo Igawa, Guido Forviber, and Eleanor Weisgerber. Man, if that doesn't get you in the theaters, I hear there's cake. The Road.
Looks like The Road Warrior without the warrior. I hope the villains smoke.
Oh, please be animated.
Please be an animated dog movie.
Please be an animated dog movie. Oh, fuck. Some shit comedy.
In Old Dogs, John Travolta and Robin Williams log another entry in the midlife crisis exploitation genre from the director of Wild Hogs, Walt Becker. Unlike Becker's previous hit, Old Dogs promises to be over 3 letters different than Wild Hogs.
In a plot pulled from Chris Columbus's subconscious while he was sleeping, Mork and Barbarino must take care of a bunch of kids, and engage in every activity that everyone who's ever taken care of a bunch of kids must engage in. And I think there's a dog. It's not on the poster, but it's in the title. Oh, and the film stars comedy's Tupac Shakur, Bernie Mac, in his third last film. And, of course, Dax Shepard, who America once again will try really hard to fall in love with.
I'm afraid I won't be attending this movie because while I will see any movie with Matt Dillon in a comic role, somewhat ironically, I won't see any movie with Robin Williams in a comic role.